Welcome to This Week in Gaming with me, GD, the hottest place for news, the UK top 5 games, and new releases of the week. In this week's news, a new Borderlands in a new direction, Game of Thrones game confirmed, Lara is coming to next gen next year, and a fool is fooled on eBay. Also, if you want to skip to a certain section of the video, just click on the labelled section to the left. First in this week's news, Telltale has announced Tales from the Borderlands, a new episodic series coming in 2014. Tales from the Borderlands is very much in the Borderlands world, but contains Telltale's typical gameplay, though it promised to be big and bombastic. Telltales will develop the game, but Gearbox is consulting and helped to come up with the project. It appears to star some new characters who are not Vault Hunters. They're wannabe Vault Hunters, according to Gearbox boss Randy Pitchford. The game is described as very much a Telltale game with lots of story to it. A short trailer from last week's VGX teased what's got to be a dream collaboration between the makers of one of the most popular multiplayer shooters around and makers of some of the best story-driven games going. You get to shoot stuff but in a different way, said Telltale's Kevin Berner at the show. It's going to play like a Telltale game. You're going to be engaging characters and developing relationships, but it's very much in the Borderlands world. It's this great hybrid of everything that's great about Borderlands and everything that's great about Telltale. Telltale is launching the first installment of their second season of their Walking Dead series later this month. They've also just released a game based on the Fables comics and are to be working on Game of Thrones series. That's a mighty fine lineup. Talking about Telltale Games, they have confirmed that it's working on an episodic Game of Thrones series for 2014. No further information was confirmed during the brief VGX award tease, namely what characters will be featured and when it'll be set. Development is in the very early stages, Telltale developers said. The series will, however, include Telltale Games' trademark use of narrative choices, an interesting decision given the fact that the series' story is already well developed. The teaser trailer used the TV series music, and the project is being worked on in conjunction with HBO, suggesting it will tie into the TV show's narrative in at least some way. Also in the news, the next-gen version of Tomb Raider Reboot will be out on January the 31st in Europe, complete with more realistic hair and moving trees. We're not trying to be sarcastic about the leaves and hair comment. That was pretty much all that developer Crystal Dynamics mentioned as being specifically different from the current gen versions. Lara Croft's hair will use high-end Trez FX technology, and her entire face and head will be remodeled for what was described as a first hint of how a next-gen Tomb Raider game would look. The game world will also have new attention lavished on it, with rustling leaves and trees that move in the wind. Crystal Dynamics are working in conjunction with Sleeping Dogs developer United Front Games and Nixies on a new version of the game, which will run at 1080p. There doesn't seem to be any new story content though, just the inclusion of previously released multiplayer downloads that amount to 8 maps, 4 characters and 6 weapons. You also get bonus tomb, the Tomb of the Lost Adventurer. You also get 6 alternative costumes for Lara and a digital copy of a Dark Horse tie-in comic book, The Final Hours of Tomb Raider documentary series, and a new hardback art book. The Xbox One version will have optional Kinect voice controls for menus and weapon modding, and the PS4 version will light up your controller when you use the torch. Finally, in this week's news, there are many scammers out there on the web, and some of them look deceptively legitimate before disappointingly failing to deliver the goods, which is what makes having sympathy for Nottingham's Peter Clatworthy difficult. If a £450 eBay listing clearly states it's for a picture of an Xbox One, then you should bloody well expect to receive a picture of an Xbox One for £450. It said photo and I was in two minds, 19-year-old Clatworthy told the Nottingham Post. But I looked at the description and the fact that it was in the right category made me think it was genuine. I looked at the seller's feedback and there was nothing negative. I brought it there and then because I thought it was a good deal. Well Peter, if you highly value A4 pictures of an Xbox One console printed from a home office inkjet printer that clearly lacking a black ink cartridge, I'd say you found yourself a pretty good deal there. eBay told the Nottingham Post that it doesn't allow misleading posts and would take action against the seller. As such, Clatworthy is getting his money back thanks to eBay's money back guarantee and the fact that he paid through PayPal. An update to the story again on the Nottingham Post states that the seller has been banned from doing business on eBay and that Clatworthy has gotten his money back. Now it's time for the UK Top 5.
My job, my score, get your own!
You are alone, you pathetic psychopath!
And even I dare ask.
A spazio verticale, Balotelli, che gol, splendida rete.
And that's it for the UK Top 5 this week. To check the full Top 20, just click on the links in the details below. Now it's time for the new releases of the week, starting with Peggle 2 on Xbox One, out Monday the 9th of December. Also, we have Wii Fit U on the Wii U coming out Friday the 13th of December. And finally, we have Adventure Time Explore the Dungeon Because I Don't Know on the Wii U on Friday the 13th of December. So that's it for another week in gaming for the week ending 7th of December. Follow us on Twitter or Facebook in the links below. Also, if you like the show, click on the subscribe button and the like button below. And remember to tune in next week for more of the hottest news, UK charts and new releases for the week, right here on Another Week in Gaming.